yeah, it's official.
Where am I?
Episode.
There. Hey!
Hey!
Oh my goodness!
Look at it. Look at it, ladies and gentlemen.
Long time no see.
When I relax or something, it's Eminem, Detroit, 8 Mile, son. I got my Detroit hat on, representing for Detroit.
Nailed it.
That's
Couldn't
all I can
have
remember.
done it better myself.
I mean, Eminem, like, I'm coldest rapper that ever lived. I mean, with Eminem, I can't rap. Don't tell nobody.
Well, no, I won't tell anybody. I mean, good thing you're not recording yet, are you?
Yeah. My girlfriend just closed the door because my rapping is horrible.
Damn right. I'm about to close the door.
She said, stick to
the robot. Stick to the robot is the only damn thing you do well. And you do it so well.
I'm trying. I have no clue how to do the robot.
Why would you want to?
I don't know. What does this button do?
You either do it really, really well, or they do not. I don't think there's any in between on the robot.
No.
I cannot imagine what an okay robot looks like.
Look at it, it's just you.
Oh, what do I do? I'm nervous. Oh, thank God.
All right, take off the pressure, all the pressure. All right, so season 3, episode 4, Salt.
Salt, yeah.
Salt.
That's right.
Bad causes hypertension.
Yeah, but it's good on a margarita.
It's good on French fries and fried chicken.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff. And cows like salt, but we'll get into that later.
Cows like? How do you know that that's not what we're getting into now? Or you mean later this episode?
Yeah.
I think, I don't even think there's anything to get into. You just said it. Like, it's done. Cows like salt. We're out.
All right, moving on. Season 3, episode 5.
Roll that funky outro. Cows like salt. Did it.
DJ Omie D.
Just kidding.
Oh, he did it.
You should have known better.
Oh, you did. I was about to go change shirts again.
It's like next episode. So fast,
man. I wonder if we had like that 1.5-minute episode, if people would watch the whole damn thing.
We should plan one and do like this.
We had planned one, and I gave you the topic, and you probably already forget. But don't you remember what it is? I'm gonna text you what the best 1-minute episode is ever. Because we're going to get in there and we're going to go, here's the topic, and then we're going to say something, and then in the episode, that right there that I just texted you is the 1-minute show.
Ah, yes. Yeah. See, I forgot we got the private chat over here. I forgot about that.
I'm not spoiling that, because people are going to be like, oh, they're going to get in on that. Oh, that's going to be fine. It's over.
No. That's the private chat. They can't even see that one. So.
No. I meant in the episode. That episode there. See, somebody's like, oh, salt. They're really going to get into this. And we're like, cows like salt. We're out. Like, that's not the way that goes. They're going to see that topic and be like, ooh, it's going down. And then like 10 seconds in, we're going to solve the whole thing and move on.
I agree. I like it.
But salt... Not butt salt. Salt. Don't laugh at me. Salt.
Butt salt
is incredible. So all the storms we had.
Yeah.
I'm not going. Is that me?
Going where? Where you guys?
All the storms that we had recently, when the power and everything went out, walking around, and granted, every other state in the entire union is better at it than we are, but we did not effectively put salt out. Do you know why we put salt out on the streets or sidewalks when it's icy?
No, why? I'm writing down a note about butt salt right quick.
Wow, what's there to learn?
Butt salt, done.
But is
Roll
there
the
like
credits.
there a specialty store that you're getting that I don't know about?
Maybe I'm selling it. We'll have to figure it out.
Hey, maybe that doctor I saw on the light rail has some butt salt in his Chick-fil-A
Butt bag.
hand basket.
So why do they put salt on the roads? I would think to dry up moisture, but
Ooh, what a good guess.
yeah, but I don't really understand how that works if the moisture hasn't gotten there yet, because isn't it just gonna wash it off?
So, first of all, ice is frozen water and there is no moisture. So
Ah,
that's the question, is ice wet?
no.
Right, because it's frozen. It's a different
Yeah, it's a different state.
it's a different state of water, exactly. And salt isn't there to soak anything up. You put salt out on something, it's going to turn that water into salt water. Lakes freeze, the ocean does not freeze. Why? Well, the freezing point of salt water is much, much lower than the freezing point of regular water. So water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 Celsius. You add salt to it, now it's 28 degrees that you have to get down to for that to freeze. So exposed to the air, the sun, everything, you've added 4 degrees of flexibility there so that that ice will actually melt because now it's no longer water, now it is salt water.
Okay. All right. So they're basically trying to make it salt water upon the snow or cold precipitate falling.
Yes, and in this short ass show that we had, yes, they are turning that water into salt water, which has a lower freezing point, therefore less likely that that's going to be icy because it's going to melt because now it's not water, now it is salt water. Also, there's an element of grit and friction there so that it's less slippery.
But wouldn't you have to put a lot of salt down to make that efficient?
Have you never seen the trucks that dump that out on the roads?
But it just doesn't look like it's enough to me.
How much do you want?
I mean, like, okay, so they do the overpasses and they do some kind of curves, but the places that they don't do, like 75 in between, like Park Lane
My
and
street.
North Park, yeah, there's always an accident. It's like but then they say that they treat it. They say they treat the roads with some kind of salt water.
They have other formulas. They have a grit formula and salt formula and probably some plastic recycled stuff that they put in there. It's not pure salt that they put out there. But this conversation is about salt, and that's one of the best examples. So here's another example. Have you ever been behind a bar or at home when you're like, I want my beer cold?
Yes.
So you take the ice that you're putting it in and you put salt over that ice, and then you put your beer in there and spin it around or whatever you're going to do, because that's lowering the freezing point of the water because now it's seawater, salt water. And now that water is actually colder than 32 degrees. So you have lowered the temperature by adding salt. Now it's going to melt faster, but you've just taken that beer from 32, trying to chill it, down to 28.
So wait a minute. The salt
Yeah.
makes the ice actually colder?
Correct. Yeah. It is colder than regular frozen water because it's already frozen and now it's frozen salt water for that long before it melts.
So it's negative 21 degrees
Celsius.
more.
Only 28. Yeah.
So how fast would that make a beverage colder?
Real fast. Faster than 32.
Yeah, I think so. Look, I got this.
You ever made homemade ice cream?
I have.
And what did you put on the ice around the outside?
Rock salt.
Yeah. Why?
Because it makes it taste like vanilla. Because it keeps the ice from melting. It makes the ice cream icy.
It lowers the freezing point so that it's cold, so that you can freeze dairy. What the hell is that? Oh, Himalayan pink salt. I think that looks delicious. Is it like blocks or are you pouring it out? What the hell are you doing?
It's a whole block. It's a whole block.
That's
It's
amazing.
a salt slab. It can be used as a plate, platter, skillet, curing brick, freezing slab, and more.
You putting charcuterie on that? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm a charcuterie the hell out of that thing. I don't know. My girlfriend was like, since you're doing a show on salt, and she brought
Aw.
this. So salt makes you
Nobody gave me any salt anyway.
so.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
you have to tell someone about that.
Hmm.
Yeah, finally, you get wine, I get salt. So it's a totally different thing. So, a question: why do they say when you're dehydrated, like Bear Grylls, like you want to get salts back in your body? Like, why do they say that? How is that working with water in your
Have
body?
you ever tasted sweat?
Yes, it's salty
Okay, so guess where that salt came from?
from me because I'm a salt machine.
So guess what you need to put back?
But why? How does me adding just because I need a specific amount of salt and like too much of it?
There's definitely a point. Well, so you get too much salt in salt water as you're consuming it, you're just gonna vomit. Like
Yeah.
you really want to play a trick on somebody, take some Visine, put it in a shot glass next to your tequila, give them the Visine, you take the shot glass. That is way too much salt for somebody to take. They are going to vomit.
Blah.
But water, like Gatorade's got salt in it.
Yeah, it does.
Electrolytes.
That's what they
That's
call it.
salt. Yeah,
That's why the plants didn't grow in that movie.
because they're just putting salt water on it.
Just putting salt water and the plants can't grow with salt.
Yeah, what
makes
was that
sense.
movie? It was
Idiocracy.
MAGA 2030. Oh, Idiocracy.
Trump 2020. That's what it was called. It's
That's
Trump
right.
2020. Okay, so I did learn something. So now when I want to chill a beverage at home, I can actually add salt into a type of beverage holder thing and give the bottle a good spin there,
Little bath. Yep.
little salt bath, and it'll get cool.
Salt that ice down just like you do your fries.
Mm, mm.
Now, let's go the other way. Let's talk about the boiling point. So if you notice on the image there, and any of these images, man, I hope on the YouTube you still have access because somebody wants this image.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put it up there. It's gonna be there.
There's a 4-degree difference on freezing. There is a less than 1-degree difference on boiling point of salt water versus regular water. Now, anytime you see something that's talking about boiling water to cook pasta, it always says add salt to raise the temperature. And that I always thought, I'm like, man, just like the science behind the freezing point, it's got to be raising that temperature. Like, what's the boiling point? And I look it up. I'm like, no way. There's nothing. There is no good evidence that says that that water is any hotter because you added some salt to it than if you just were boiling water. So salt on the ground, salt for ice cream, making things colder. Yes, yes, yes. Adding salt to boiling water, old wives' tale. Nothing.
I
Nothing
feel
there.
so dumb
You believed it.
for believing it. Yeah. Oh, you need to make the water boil fast. Pour some salt in it. Like,
Nope.
what kind of fucking idiot? Like, look, that's what this show is all about. So you will not sound like someone else at the bar, and you can tell people these interesting things and make them.
Where did you learn all these interesting things?
The ODL experience. Duh.
I Omie did it.
It's like the best thing since Google, and now they got a big headquarters in Austin on Moralist Way.
Bonus info on your pasta. The reason your pasta is sticking together is starch. And
Sugar.
Starch is on the pasta when you first put it into the water, and you need to immediately hit it with a little stirring action so that that pasta doesn't stick together. It has nothing to do with putting oil or butter in there. You do that after you boil it off. It's the starch that sticks it in there, the gluten stuff that makes all your pasta clump together. So if you don't want your pasta to clump together, don't add oil or butter to it. I mean, that's just delicious. Stir the damn thing.
All the stuff that I was told is just wrong.
Your mom's still right though about
I
everything.
love her, but like she's just wrong, right? Not her, but just stuff.
If she's watching,
Wrong.
everybody
No,
else is wrong.
y'all are wrong, but it's great. So, well, once again, I'm kind of sad right now because salt doesn't make water boil faster.
But it does make
Not
water free.
really. Yeah.
No. But it
Oh
does
yeah,
make
it
water
does.
free.
It
Yeah.
does. Salt is cold,
Mhm.
but not hot.
And a
Man,
certain amount of salt water is going to um, help your thirst.
make you
Gatorade.
thirsty, more thirsty.
No.
Oh, so I need to put salt in
Don't
my water.
even get into like the you get dehydrated drinking coffee. Or I'm like, no, you don't. That's like 98% water.
Then you put salt in it.
So it's still hydrating unless you throw up, like because you put too much salt in it. If there's more water in something than something, you're not getting dehydrated.
Fact.
Alcohol dehydrates you. I'm like, no, peeing a lot dehydrates you.
And I add water to my alcohol, so take
Damn
that.
right.
Shit. So
I mean, monks survived on that for 40 days.
damn right. In the desert.
Mhm.
But Craig.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
what do we have for episode 5? Because the dogs are fighting on the floor.
Which one's 5? We're gonna do. Are we gonna talk about gravity? You are a robot.
Do we
Are
want
we
to
gonna
take
talk about? I think we're talking about gravity.
do we want to take a sneak peek?
I'm all down. I'm down for a teaser. What? How much is too much teaser? That's what I want to know because oh yeah, we've got
Oh yeah.
gravity coming up,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that teasing episode 5. That's cool. Like episode 5 is gonna be gravity. Like we're gonna get into it, and I'm gonna tell you some things that I've been telling my kid about speed and acceleration, which in my studies wasn't quite right, but it's still close enough that he's like, okay, yeah, I'm terrified. Don't do that.
Well,
But it's pretty close.
so I'm ready for season 5. I've got my
Episode
dogs
5.
here. Season 5, Lord. Episode 5, season 3, Gravity. I'm ready for that. That's gonna be hot. And we're gonna do that the next time that you ladies and gentlemen see us. And until then, y'all be safe and be sound and have a good drink.
Later on.
DJ Omie D.